I'll be sure to cover that in the call. All right, so welcome to tonight's call. Basically, we're going to recap some sales copy. We might go into some of your own sales letters if you want, and I can review those. We'll look at the checklist and the mind map. Predominantly, I'll answer internet marketing or copywriting questions you have. We can walk through some of my sales letters if you want and get an idea of why I put things wherever. This is going to be a pretty interactive call tonight. I don't have a traditional PowerPoint presentation like I normally do. I just wanted to do something a little bit different here and help you guys out as much as possible because I realize that this is a topic that really takes a lot of repetition to really get a firm grasp on, and I feel it's a very important topic, and I want to make sure that you're getting the most benefit out of the training that you've already received, and just to answer as many questions as possible that you have, and to give you actual feedback on things that you're currently doing or things you want to try. So with that, let's go into the mind map and just kind of recap a lot of what you've learned. We did what's in a sales letter, and we talked about this in the main product, where we talked about subheads and headlines, and introducing yourself and the product, and how you agitate the problem, how you might have like a damaging admission where you weren't always perfect. You're a lot like the person reading the sales letter. You had the same problems that they had. You talk about the solution, basically your hero's journey, where things aren't going well for you, and things changed once you found something. Maybe maybe you have a weight loss product, and you're talking about how you were 250 pounds overweight, and then you started exercising and dieting a certain way, and it's obviously the same methods that you're going to teach in your course, but you share how you were way overweight, and now for the last several years you've been living a very healthy lifestyle, and you lost 10 pant sizes or whatever, and you lost so much weight and you kept it off. You throw in some social proof. This could be, if you're doing an internet marketing product, it could be income statements, or testimonials from people. It could be videos of you logging into something, things like that. You're going to have bullet points. You're going to offer some bonuses. You're going to ask for their money. You're going to ask for that order several times on the sales page. You're going to have some sort of guarantee. Usually it might be a 30, 60, 90 day. I've even seen like year-long guarantees for some products. Then you usually summarize the offer, and you give them another chance to order, and then you have some PSs there and you sign off. That's a sales letter in a nutshell. Let's go over the target market, at least of the internet marketing niche, just so you know. You really need to know your market if you're going to write sales copy, because if you know what the market wants and you understand your market, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to make money. So I looked into the demographics of my own customers, and I used a solution called Rapleaf. It's rapleaf.com, and basically I just uploaded a like a spreadsheet file of the email addresses of my customers, and they have all sorts of demographic information where they can find out who that person is based off of other databases that they're connected to, things like Facebook and stuff like that, and they can get all sorts of public knowledge based off of that email address, that stuff that you've already shared online, or databases that you're already in, that they have that information. So they don't like sell your information or send you any emails or anything. They just have that information available. So with that information, I found out that most of my clients are male. They're usually over the age of 35. A lot of them own a house. 51% of them are married. 84% don't have children at home, so they might already have kids that have left the house, or they might not have children. They have homes that are worth between $75,000 and $200,000. They make predominantly between 25 and 125K a year, and this is by order of how many say what the profession is. White collar jobs, professionals, retirees, middle management, blue collar, followed by business owner, tend to be my customers. Now, let's see. In your sales copy, you want to address these 5 questions. You want to say, who you are, what you can do for them, what do they need to do. They need to take action, they need to buy right now. When do they need to do it by? Well, maybe your price is increasing, or maybe you're going to take the product off the market. So they need to take action. You're going to have some urgency there, and why? You need to give them a reason why they need to do it. If they don't take action on this, 30 days from now, they're still going to be in the same situation. At least if they bought, if they invested in your product, they would at least learn a new skill, or they'd be well on their way of achieving the results they'd have, or maybe they'd already have the results that they'd have, depending on what you're teaching them. The emotional hot buttons that tend to really get people are fear of loss. People don't want to lose things. They don't want to lose their money. They don't want to be embarrassed. Those types of things. Greed. I mean, we definitely saw that. A few days ago, it was Black Friday in the United States. People go crazy to get these deals. People wait out in line. I heard of some people that were camping out in front of Best Buy for a week or two. They were just staying in their tent and just were in the parking lot, just waiting to be like the first person through the door, which I think is crazy to save maybe a couple $100 on something. It's just ridiculous. But we see it, and then that falls into the fear of loss, because people feel like they're going to lose out on this great deal. The greed that they want something for very little work or very little effort. The scarcity of it. There's only going to be a handful of items that are really great deals for these Black Friday sales. Vanity. I mean, a lot of people. Even myself. I went out for Black Friday in the middle of the night because I was going to do something else, and there was just nobody else out, so I figured, I'll see what the mall's like, and I ended up buying a couple tablets, and so I put a picture up on one of my Facebook accounts of some of the tablet, computer things that I bought, and I saw a lot of people doing that. A lot of people were showing off, TVs they purchased, or clothes they got, or things like that. And so they were showing it off. I even had one person say that they spent $15,000 on Black Friday. I don't know if it was true or not, but it's just crazy. I can't imagine doing that in one shopping trip. And a desire to belong. People want to belong to a community. They want to be recognized for what they're doing. Now, headlines are incredibly important. This is the most important part of your sales letter. You can share real results. So if you have, either like a great result of your own, so maybe you did something and it increased your list size by, 138%. Well, that could make a great headline, having something that's that specific in the headline on how it, increased your business by 138%. Risk reversal. That they have, it's 100% guaranteed way to do whatever. Look for some headline swipe files. So look at products that have sold well in the past, or look for products that actually sell, like a headline swipe file, and just look at headlines that you see over and over and over again. A really popular headline is they laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I began to play ... and you see that over and over again, where people have modeled that headline for different things. You can split test different headlines, so that means let's say you have 100 visitors going to your website. You can have 50 of them go to one page and 50 of them go to another page, and you might see that one of those pages is selling better than the other. You're going to start sending more and more traffic to the page that's giving you more sales and making you more money. So how do you get testimonials? Well, you can contact real-world family and friends and get them to look at your product. You can reach out to previous customers. This is something I do all the time. People have already given me a testimonial before, or I know that they've had success with other products of mine. I reach out to them first and give them a copy, and that rewards them for being a loyal fan of mine, and it helps spread the word, because those are people that are usually raving fans of mine, of me anyways, and they would tend to buy the product no matter what. But I'd rather get out to them, give it to them, create that goodwill, because I know their testimonial will bring in a lot more sales. I know that they'll be incredibly loyal. Oftentimes the people that end up giving me testimonials are some of my top promoters of products. And I know, I feel like I want to help out, people that I know have had success with other training of mine, and I want to help them get to that next level. Then you can reach out to JV partners and affiliates, people that can make a lot of sales, and get them to give you a testimonial and review your product. Also, on the Warrior Forum, they have a section called Warriors for Hire. Now, it's $5 to post an ad But what I do is I'll post an ad, say I'm looking for people to review a product on whatever, and you've got to have at least 40 posts on the Warrior Forum, and I want at least a paragraph, real world review on what you think about the product, the good, the bad, the ugly, that type of thing, and I'd like you to post it in a timely manner uh, on here. So they'd have like 48 hours to review the product and get me a testimonial. And that's a great way for you to get a bunch of testimonials. And it only costs you $5 to post an ad, and you can find and connect with a lot of people, especially if you're just starting out. That's a great way to get feedback on a product. So how do you write bullet points? Well, bullet points are just like mini headlines, so focus on a lot of the headline issues. So you share some results. You could have some risk reversal in there, but look at other bullet points that you're seeing. What can you model? That's going to help a lot. You really focus on one specific benefit when you're writing a bullet point, and you want to be really brief, be really punchy. You don't need like a paragraph for your bullet point. I've had bullet points that have been just a couple words, and most of my bullet points are basically a sentence. I don't go much further than that. So how do you get people to take action? Let me scroll up here. You want to assume that your customers don't have a clue what to do next, so you need to tell them exactly what to do. You want them to click that order button and enter in their payment information in order to get your product, that type of thing. You don't give them a ton of options. I've seen people that, they'll send people to a sales letter, and then there'll be 10 different ways to buy a product. Give them one option, three at the most. Like a bronze, silver, gold level package. Most people are going to take the silver one, but at least you have those other options. That's okay. But if you have more than three, forget it. You're not going to make sales. It just makes it too hard. I pretty much just do one option, where you can get in at one price. If it's an expensive thing, let's say I'm selling something that's maybe a grand or $2,000, I might break it down into a payment plan where maybe they got 3 months or 6 months to pay, and they'll pay a little bit more for that privilege of me financing their education that way. But that's a good way to make some additional sales. You want to strongly emphasize your guarantee. You really hit that up that you've got a money back guarantee. I've even seen some guarantees out there that do really well for like a 200% guarantee, but they've got to actually do the work in order to get such a big guarantee. Like they got to try it out really hard for 30 days or something. Otherwise, it's just like a 100% guarantee. So you have to look at some of those to model. But that's a great way to get additional action takers. You want to reintroduce the major benefits. How's their life gonna change from getting your product? People don't just buy a product on losing weight or making money. They want the end result. They want what will more money do for them? Maybe they can have a better car. Maybe they can have a nicer house. Maybe they can send their kids to a better school. Maybe they can retire early. Maybe they can go travel. Maybe they can have nicer toys or nicer clothes or whatever is their main drive. You can talk about those benefits and hit that up with people. So you're basically sharing how their life is going to improve. Really good, great testimonials are what's really going to help get people to take action, especially if you're launching like a Warrior Forum special offer. I honestly think you could just have a sales page that just had testimonials and a buy button, and you'd get people to buy. You probably wouldn't even have to talk about a product. There's just so much that third-party endorsements do that help you sell. And it's just ridiculous how much that helps. And then let's just go over a little bit how I've gotten #1 on the Warrior Forum, because we've done this 6 times in a row now. I've been product of the day 6 times in a row. So thank you so much for taking action on this course. You really want to know what your customers want, and know your customer. What do they need to know? What kind of information are they are willing to spend money on to alleviate a problem they're having. You really just create a high quality product that solves one problem. I hear time and time again from people that create products that are kind of sound like an encyclopedia set on solving X, Y, and Z, and it takes them a long time to create that product. I would much rather they take an afternoon or take a couple hours and just make a simple product that solves one thing, and teach one specific strategy and sell that for a low price. Just start getting people in the door, getting people to buy their products, getting people on their list. You need to have a bunch of testimonials. If you've looked at any of my sales letters, especially my WSOs, I usually have 10 or 20 testimonials at the top of the page right after my headline, and then I have even longer testimonials or more testimonials throughout the sales copy. So I put in a ton of testimonials because I know that helps me sell. Write a sales letter that converts. There's Most of my sales letters are really ugly, but they still sell great. We still get number one for sales. We still get product of the day. It's because we write sales letters that convert, and it solves people's problems, and people are willing to invest a small amount of money in order to get the training that they need to get to that next level. So you just create massive value. I'm not saying create junky products. People are willing to spend money. I mean, even if you create a report that's 5, 10, 20 pages long, but it solves a specific problem that people are really having, people are willing to spend money on that kind of stuff. You can create videos that aren't very long and sell them, and people will pay money as long as it solves the problem they're having. It's not really a question on how much content or like how long your content takes to go through. It's really, or how professional your content is. It's more of a matter of how your content solves the specific problem that they have, and gets them to the next level that they want to achieve. That's really all it's about. You need to recruit JV partners and affiliates. This is a crucial step that most people mess up on. They'll launch a product, or they'll put a product out on the Warrior Forum or on other networks like JVZoo or Warrior Plus, and they don't tell anyone about it in advance. I'm telling people about it a week or two in advance, getting people on board as a JV partner. Sometimes I'll even go even further in advance, like a month or two, and get people on board and get them lined up and networking with them and putting it on various notification sites like JV Notify Pro or Munchai.com or IamLauncher or WarriorJV.com or various Facebook groups or Skype groups, and I put that information out there, and I connect with people on a one-on-one basis. Sometimes I'll call people up on my phone, or I'll call people up on Skype, or I'll email people, or I'll Facebook people, or I'll private message people, and that's a great way to build a lot of buzz. Other times I've had things where I've had partners help get people on board, where I've given some of my top partners a commission if they bring in other partners for me, or I've partnered up with someone and they go get people too. And so we'll split the profits 50-50 for example. You need to do a product launch and a contest. For instance, on this product I gave out a little over $1,000. So first place was like $500, second place was $250, third place was $100, and I had a bunch of other smaller prizes for different things. Like the first person to make a sale got like $25, and the first person to make 50 sales got like $50. So those types of things. It's just little bonus prizes to motivate people to take action. And you really need to follow up with people, make sure they're promoting. Go out there and hit them up on Skype or email, or phone call if you have it, and make sure they're promoting. See if there's anything you can do, make it easy for them to promote. Give them promo emails, give them banners. You can give them Facebook messages and Twitter messages. If you're going to do anything, the email swipes are what's really going to be the most important part of the promotional tools to give people, because most of the people that are going to make you sales are going to be sending out an email to their customers. So if you can write emails that they can send out, and you've learned how to do emails by going through this course, you've learned a lot about copywriting, and you can model emails that you've seen. I stay subscribed to a lot of email lists, not really to buy any products that people recommend, because I pretty much can get most products for free with the name recognition I have. That's a perk that you have once you have an email list and start making your own products. You can start selling a lot of stuff on your own. You can get a lot of stuff for free just because people want to network and do business with you. And so your marketing education expenditure goes way down once you make a name for yourself. So just bear that in mind. You can get a lot of stuff for free once you start really taking action on internet marketing and making a name for yourself. But the bulk of people, it's because they send an email out to their list. It's not because they have a blog, or because they have a massive following on Twitter, or they have a Facebook friend list of 5,000 people. It's because they have an email list of customers who know, like, and trust them and want to buy the things that they recommend. So, give them the email swipes, follow up with them, see whatever you can do to help them out. Oftentimes, I'll boost people's commissions if they're making a lot of sales for me. I might put, like, say I might put a bonus offer for them on the download page. So most of my top affiliates get a little banner ad on my download pages for my products, and that way it rewards them. They tend to promote me hard because they're getting additional customers that way from me, and it helps the customers out because customers of mine will get some bonus products that they can get. So it's a great kind of win-win for everybody. Let's look over the checklist real quick too, just to make sure that you understand how to use this. You go through this checklist while you're writing your sales copy, and after everything's done, to just kind of review things. You don't need a yes for every single one of these, but the more yeses, the better. You want to make sure you're targeting the right customer demographic. Do you have an attention-grabbing headline? Do you have a subhead that supports your headline? Did you introduce yourself? Do you agitate the problem that the customer wants a solution for? Do you demonstrate how much easier it is with your solution? Do you have a damaging admission? Why you're sharing the story? What makes you so unique? What have you messed up on that's related to this? Do you talk about your solution? You're kind of introducing the product there. Do you put them on the hero's journey where you're showing maybe your reluctance of sharing what went wrong, and how things changed when you discovered XYZ, and how much your life has improved because of it? Do you have any social proof, like the income statements we talked about, or if it's like a weight loss program, having before and after photos, for example? Do you have any testimonials? That's going to make a lot of sales for you if you have really powerful testimonials from customers. Do you have any bullet points that are really have a lot of benefits in them? Do you have relevant bonuses? Now, you don't need to put 10 or 20 or 30 bonuses together, but have a couple bonuses. I usually do like 5 or 6 bonuses that are really related to the product, and that tends to make a lot of sales for me. Do you ask for their money several times? I would say at least 3 times. Oftentimes my sales letters have probably about 10 or so buy buttons, or at least links that ask for the order on them. Do you have a strong money back guarantee? Like 100%, 60-day. If you don't like this product, you get your money back type of guarantee. Do you summarize your offer at the end? Give them kind of what are they getting so they know what they're ordering. Do you have any scarcity? So maybe the price is going up with every sale, or the price is going to go up in a few hours, or maybe the product is going to come off the market in a few days type of thing. Have you justified why your price is a good deal? So you could introduce, let's say it's a weight loss program. You could introduce, the price of a personal trainer, at maybe $50 an hour or something, for example, and your program is only $25, and you get 3 hours of training on how to lose weight, and a weight loss checklist, and all sorts of healthy dieting book, and all sorts of different stuff could be in there, and they're getting it for such a low price that it's just a great deal. You could even compare it to other courses in your industry. Maybe there's a program that sells for a couple $100, and you've made something that's very similar, and you're selling it for $20 or $50 or something, for example. You could compare just price wise. Let's say you have like a language program. I think most people are familiar with a program called Rosetta Stone, and I think if you're going to get Rosetta Stone, because there's like 5 different levels for a course, it ends up being about $100 a level or so, or maybe it's more. It might be $200 a level. I can't remember, but let's say it's $100 just to make it easy. That's $500 for 5 courses that advance people from beginner to I guess expert is probably what it does. But you might have a great course that gets people to really learn a language and be conversational. Because I mean, let's face it, how many words do we really use on a day-to-day basis? Maybe a couple thousand at most. I think English has a couple 100,000 words, but there's really only a couple thousand that we see over and over and over and over again that we tend to use on a day-to-day basis. And I think now I'm not an expert on languages for any means, but I personally feel that someone could become conversational in something fairly quickly if they just focused on the core words that you're going to see over and over and over again and really practice hard on that. It's kind of the 80-20 rule. If you focus on the 1% of the language that actually matters, you're going to be able to communicate with 99% of the people who speak it. So that's important. So you can justify your price that way. PSs at the bottom tend to increase sales. That can help you summarize your offer up a bit. If you're reading, you should read your sales copy out loud. This is something I typically don't do, but it does help if you print off your sales letter and then you read it aloud and see if it flows. That can help a lot. Do you hit on those emotional hot buttons, like greed, fear, vanity, desire to belong, those types of things that I covered earlier? That can really help you make a lot of sales and really connect with people. I'm just going to see if there's any questions right now. Can you guys hear me right now? I see that someone said they can't hear me. Just want to make sure people can hear me. Okay, great. So I'm just going to answer a couple questions while I'm in here before I break up into some others training that I'm going to give. Estrelita, I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm sorry. How can we use your program for Christmas? Well, I'm not sure what you're planning on doing, but I mean, if you can definitely write sales copy, you could definitely write emails. You could even offer copywriting services to businesses, those types of things, with what you've learned. I would probably use it to write, like eBay advertisements or, sales letters for information products that you develop, things like that. Can go a long ways, and you can definitely use the information to start making money. By then, it's just a matter of if you're applying the training and if you're actually taking a lot of action. I don't know you personally and what your work ethic is and what you desire to accomplish and what your goals are. But I mean, there's definitely people out there that really hit the ground running when they get into something. And I know copywriting. I firmly believe with copywriting, you're one sales letter away from making a lot of money. The bulk of my income comes from being able to persuade people with words, and that's writing sales copy, that's writing emails, that's creating presentations that use these copywriting elements in them and sell people. I don't go out and do like one-on-one selling. I don't do I don't have like a normal job or whatever. I just do internet marketing, and this boils down to using words in video or in text or in audio, or giving a live presentation at a seminar, and persuading people with the knowledge I'm sharing and the social proof that I give out, and then making it so they're getting a fantastic value for their money. And that's really what it boils down to. If you really focus on your customer and what you're offering them, the sales copy becomes a lot easier to write. And you also asked another question on to attract buyers at Craigslist. I don't see why you couldn't write a better ad on Craigslist for just about anything with some copywriting principles. I know I've seen different ads for things like I've seen some funny ones for different like cars and stuff like that, where someone has been really creative, or they've known something about marketing, and they've made ads look really better. I've seen ads for like small business type ads, or people looking to hire someone for a gig or a job type of thing, and they've been much more creative and much more fun to read versus an ad that's help wanted seeking whatever, but they've added some more benefits to it and made it more interesting, or they've made their vehicle or whatever item they're selling more interesting. I love looking at classified ads, either in like a newspaper or one of those free shopper things that the little I don't know, teenagers, I guess is what they call, drop them off at your door. Um, those things are fun to read through and see. If anyone really gets it and understands how to sell something, that's always cool. And I mean, Craigslist is a great place to go. With that being said, while people, while you're listening, if you want me to go through your sales copy and give you a live critique here, feel free to post it in the chat box. There's a chat box on this left-hand side, and you can just paste your link here, and I'll try to go through as many as possible tonight and help you out. I can give you some feedback on it. With that, I'm going to share with you the templates that we included in this course, so you know what's going on. We have a template. This is from my friend Caesar Gelano, and he put together this great template where basically you just excuse me, where you just edit this kind of purple text here, and you just answer the questions, and it pumps out a great sales letter. This was actually my first WSO of the day used this template, and so I know it sells quite well. He's got a lot of like psychological tricks in there that help you convince people to buy your product. So basically all you have to do is edit the purple text here. You might have to make a few tweaks to other things just to make it flow, but you just go through this. I mean, you got this subhead, you got the headline, from the desk of your name, you might put your picture there, type of thing. Then you're kind of introducing yourself and why, what the problem is, why the solution you have, what's going on. You have some testimonials here. I mean, he follows that formula to a T. Excuse me. And then you can talk about the problem they're having and the solution, and how it fixes their problem. Then you kind of I guess kind of commiserate with them at the same time. Show why you share some empathy. That you're in the same position. So you're kind of going through that hero's journey here. You're showing the story and how this was the cure for whatever you're selling, and how you almost gave up. It's the next part here. And how it benefits them and how they can download it. Then you can start asking for the order, and you have some more testimonials if you want. And you just talk about how it solves your problem and why it's so great. You can put your bullet points here, more testimonials. You're talking about how easy it is to get the product and get access to it, so that alleviates people's fears. And what's really nice, a decade ago, people weren't, no one had like a Kindle or a Nook or anything like that. No one had, an iPod or anything like that. People weren't really used to buying stuff online, especially information. And now, people buy movies online, they buy music online, they buy ebooks online, they buy software online. I mean, a lot of computers nowadays don't even come with a CD or DVD drive because things have changed. People are downloading information and saving it that way, or they're having it be in the cloud or whatever, and they get access that way. They might stream it, for instance, or they pay like a monthly fee for something. Now you can start talking about your bonuses here. I guess what I'm trying to say is people are a lot more comfortable buying digital information than they were, 5 or 10 years ago. Talk more about your benefits. Put your buy button in again. So you see we're asking for the order quite a few times. You can kind of sum up what they're getting, why it's a deal, excuse me, why they're saving so much money to get this right now. Add some more testimonials if you want. Talks about the guarantee here, and you just fill in the blanks on a couple things here. I mean, he's made this so easy for you to do. You can put a guarantee seal if you want. You can put the name of the product to get in again, some of the benefits. add to cart, put your name at the bottom, maybe your picture if you want, or a signature if you want. The PSs are already written, you just make some minor tweaks to those. Then we've got this other template from a company called WebVance, and WebVance is run by Eric Louviere and Dan Ramsey, and it's a wonderful service. I subscribe to this, and I've had a membership for probably a year now. I pay $297 a month, and they give me 3 sales letters written for me. They give me 3 complete graphic sets. So, for instance, they can give me like an e-cover and a website design, or they can give me a whole WordPress site design, or they can give me banner ads or whatever I want. I just tell them what I want, and they'll design it for me. And they do 3 different technical tasks a month. So I could have them, put my web page up on my website, or I could have them put my order link up, or I could have them set up my download area, all that kind of stuff. They do all that for me, and it's $297 a month, and I get all that every single month, and they do all of that for me. So I outsource a lot of my workload onto them, and they've made me so much more money by doing that, because it's really just opened me up to do other things that I want to do now. Sometimes I'll take their sales letters and I'll tweak them a bit, but I find that they have they write good copy that converts. Almost all of my let's say I think four of my products of the day have come from sales copy that they've written. So the first one came from that template that I bought from Caesar. I had paid $7 just for that template from him a little over a year ago. That template I just walked you through, and because he was selling that on the Warrior Forum, and I just stumbled on it, and I used that for my first WSO that I got product of the day on. I had done some WSOs before, but my sales copy just sucked before that, and they weren't selling. But that one I had like 1,500 sales on, like overnight. So it was really cool. And I attribute a lot of that to his sales letter template and things I had learned since since I started putting products up. It definitely made improvements to it, and had the right partners on board to promote. But WebVance. So let's see. I had Caesar's template for one of them. Sean Mize and I did a product together. Well, he made the product and had the sales copy. I just kind of did a lot of the promotional aspect of getting people to promote. And then WebVance, this company that I talked to you about from Eric Louviere and Dan Ramsey, where they write the sales letters every month, and they create the graphics for me and do the technical stuff for just $297 a month. I mean, it's phenomenal being able to take care of almost all of my marketing efforts from just outsourcing it to one company for a fraction of what I'd pay to have an employee. I think it's just cool, and they're all North American based, so it's people that live in U.S. and Canada, and so it's just really cool. So they've written 4 of my sales letters that have gone to #1 on the Warrior Plus, that they've gotten product of the day, WSO of the day. They wrote 4 of the sales letters, so I think that's a great testament for how successful their service is and how much it's made me back just from that small investment. I mean, it's a steal of deal. So they created this template. I hired them to do this template, and so basically you just edit the brackets. So you put your big promise here, the outcome, you talk about the topic. So that's your headline and your subhead. Then you start introducing yourself and what the problem is and the solution that they want. Down here you just do it where these brackets are. You talk about the problem and how it struggled for you. How there's some good news. Introduce the product. You have some bullet points. You can sprinkle in testimonials throughout. Why it's such a good deal, what the competitor's price is, why they need your product and how much it's going to be, and some of the bonuses they're going to get. Then you have the guarantee that you have, and you just talk about some of your benefits, and you ask for the order again, and you sign off with your name. They got a PS. Now the sales letters they write are much more in depth than this, but this gives you a good idea, a good starting point, and you can make improvements to this. I mean, you could combine parts of Caesar's template, and you can combine parts of WebAdvance's template here and start making your own sales letters, or you could do one with Caesar's template and one from WebAdvance. Split test them, see which one converts better, or you could write something completely from scratch. But this gives you a good starting point and gives you something to really kind of sink your teeth into and have some success with. Excuse me. I am recording, so I've got multiple things recording, so it should turn out. I had a few people say I'm not sure what's going on with audio. It seems I mean I'm still connected via phone here, so it seems to be going, and I know it's doing stuff on the computer too to send out, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But we are recording, so if there is a problem, you guys look at the recording. All right, so okay, it looks like Bob has some sales copy for me to go over. Thank you, Bob. Do you want skyrocketing happiness, health, and personal fulfillment? You deserve this, don't you? Are these headlines, I'm wondering? Discover juicy secrets to harnessing happiness, health, and personal fulfillment through relationships. I was smart, had strong work ethic, and made good income, but exceptional happiness and personal fulfillment eluded me. I mean, if I were to choose one of these, I would think to discover juicy secrets. I would say, discover 7 juicy secrets, or discover 7 secrets, or however many numbers there are, 3 secrets, 5 secrets, I don't know. Discover 7 secrets to, well, it could be discover 7 secrets to happy and healthy relationships, for example. You don't need to have all this in there. Um, I think that headline would do better than the other two. Um, I'd be surprised if this one did well. Um, I think that needs some work myself. Um, skyrocketing health, or skyrocketing happiness and health. So I think this is kind of asking for too much stuff in there. The happiness, health, and personal fulfillment. I mean, there's really, excuse me, there's really, 3 big things that it's asking for there, and I think that um, people are going to get confused, because I get confused just reading that myself. It's kind of like, well, what are you trying to sell me? Um, I think by really focusing on one specific angle that people are really going to want, people are going to want it. I think I looked at your full sales letter a week or so ago. Um, you have like a relationships course from what I remember, and um, people are going to want to have a better relationship. Maybe they're seeking a course because they want a better relationship with their spouse, or they want a better relationship with their children, or they want better work relationships, or they want a better relationship with with their neighbor. You can tweak your sales letters and your sales copy and your product a little bit, and really niche it out and be like, how to have a better relationship with your lover, how to have a better relationship with your teenager, how to have a better relationship with your neighbor, how to have a better relationship with your boss. It can basically, a lot of it's going to be pretty similar, the product, but if you focus on that route and really tweak your sales copy and really niche out your product to those specific angles, you're going to have more success, you're going to make more sales, you're going to be not only the relationship expert, but you're going to be the relationship expert for all sorts of different topics, and that's going to help you make a lot more sales. Because you could have, instead of just one #1 best-selling relationship advice product, you could have the #1 best-selling relationship product in like 10 different markets, for example, that are all similar, and that's going to help you really multiply your results, your success with the information that you're having. Wouldn't you like to be part of the in crowd that comes from having abundant, great relationships? Have you ever felt unhappy or dissatisfied because of rejection or lack thereof? Rejected. People do want to be part of the in crowd. Um, I still think the Discover headline's the best one on here. Um, but this one has potential too. Like, have you ever felt unhappy or dissatisfied because of a relationship? That's attention grabbing. That could definitely be a subhead. It might even be powerful enough to be a headline. Um, you could play up things about people never being in the in crowd in high school. Not being invited to the parties and things like that, and how their life could turn around by getting your course, and how they could be the life of the party. They could be the popular one in their group. I mean, let's face it. Um, a lot of people go to high school reunions because they want to see that they're better off than their peers. A lot of people will go to the bar when there's like a homecoming, or when there's like Thanksgiving or Christmas, because they want to see that they're better than someone else from high school or college. And people are competitive. They want to they're vain, and they want to have that. So focus on that, and make that work in your favor for this training. Do you think we should offer an ebook for free to build a list, or we should set up a small price so that we can build a good buyer's list instead of just a list of emails? What price point do you recommend for ebooks, and is it necessary to have upsells? Well, I mean, personally, you can do both. For example, you could take let's say you have a book and maybe it's got 10 chapters. You could take the best chapter, or you think the chapter that is going to really grab people. Maybe it's a nonfiction book that has some advice on a topic. You could take the one chapter that you think is really going to grab people, and it's really going to something that people are just itching to know, and you feel that you explain it in great detail. You could give out that chapter for free that answers that burning question, and that's a great way to build an email list. And then you could sell them your full book on the back end, so they could get your free, the free chapter. It might not even mention that as a free chapter of your book. It just reveals a certain answer for whatever topic. And you can post whatever your topic is about, and maybe I can give you a more detailed answer here. But you could give that information out. So let's say it's a weight loss product. Maybe you have a specific exercise that really maximizes results, or maybe you have a specific diet that helped you lose weight really quickly, for example. And those types of things that could be something that you give out for free. Maybe you found a way to work out 15 minutes a day and lose 10 pounds in a month, for example. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, but something like that is really going to grab people. Or maybe you found out how, one simple tactic for, I changed what I was eating for breakfast and I lost 5 pounds, or things like that. That can definitely help. Then you would take your ebook or your book or whatever you're selling. You could offer that for sale on the back end once they buy your product. Maybe you're selling that for, say, $7. Then you could offer, that would be called a tripwire. So you'd have the lead magnet, which would be your free chapter. Your tripwire would be like a $7 book. That would be your book you've written. Then if they buy that, you'd give them an option to buy maybe the audio book version, or maybe a companion video book, and maybe that's going to be $27. If they buy that, you could have something that'd be a little bit more in depth. That could have checklists and cheat sheets, and some additional training, maybe a software package, for example, or it could go into more depth, or have like obviously a call like this has value. This could be an additional product that someone could sell. You could have like some sort of live call type thing, and have your customers participate there, and you could record that, and that could be a product that you sell on the back end. For example, you could get that transcribed, and sell that as an additional product if you wanted. And that could be maybe a $47 or $97 product. That could be your core offer. Then you can have profit maximizers. This could be having a live boot camp, which people could attend via webinar using software like Meeting Burner or GoToWebinar or Google Hangouts, or you could do an actual seminar where people attend and they go maybe to a workshop in your city, or you spend the weekend with them or you spend a day with them. You could have a one-on-one consultation type thing. That doesn't really maximize your time, but you can charge a lot for one-on-one consultations. You could have a course that you've already developed. Maybe maybe you've already done a workshop, or maybe you've already done a boot camp, or you've done a webinar series. You can have all that recorded, and that can be a product that people maybe spend several $100s for. Maybe you charged, maybe attending the workshop was $997, but you recorded it all, and people can have access to it for $497, for example. That's a great way to give the same content in different modalities. I mean, all you're really doing is you're just expanding on the same content. You're basically regurgitating your book as PowerPoint slides, or as Camtasia videos, or sharing it in a live environment where maybe you're using a whiteboard or a chalkboard, or a regular projector that you're actually writing on those plastic pieces of paper with a marker, like people did in school. You can do those types of things and share information that's exactly the same, but charge a lot more for it because it has a higher perceived value. And that's the beauty of information marketing. You can really maximize what you've done and just expand on it a little bit and charge a lot more and make a lot more money. So your ebooks on how to make more money from Fiverr. So you might have a chapter on some of the gigs that work really well for you. You might have a chapter on how you're marketing your services on Fiverr. You might have a chapter on how you market on Fiverr, how you connect with your customers on Fiverr, how you take care of customer support on Fiverr, um, how you upsell people on different things on Fiverr, because I know there's like gig upgrades that you can make more money from. How you get customers coming back. Those types of things can really assist you with writing that book, and you just would write each one of those as a chapter. You could have screenshots in there. You could record yourself doing it, and that's a video product that you can sell as a companion product. You could read the book out loud, and that could be like you record it as an audiobook. That's an additional product if you want. You can do a lot with the same content, so it's pretty easy. I think Ray posted here. Okay, you got a sales letter you want me to look at? I can do that. Struggling for traffic, get loads of laser target visitors today. Okay, that's looking good. Revealed the simple step-by-step formula to getting all the free highly targeted traffic you need. It's looking good so far. It sounded like, or maybe a website. You quoted someone that's a great way to get people to stand out. I mean, that's almost like sharing a stat. You have kind of you're using a recognized authority to kind of imply that that they've looked over your stuff. So that can help. It can be a dangerous thing, but I know I'll go on a website and I'll see a quote from somebody that's like a famous person or a well-respected authority, and sometimes I'll just automatically assume that they're talking about something specific to the product itself. So that's a tricky line to do, but I understand what you're going for, and a lot of people do it, so there isn't anything inherently wrong with what you've done. It will help gain some confidence there, and it will if there's people that will see this and they maybe they tried article marketing and failed, or they maybe did say solo ads and they were having trouble with it, and that shares that you do know something and you have something in common with them. That does help. talking about making a breakthrough. Um, so looks like it's going to be something about Twitter. I'm guessing it looks like the product is something about social media marketing and Twitter in general. So you're kind of introducing the solution as Twitter, and how it's really come of age in the last couple of years, and how it's you quote some other sources here that gives behind your words. It's not just you saying Twitter's awesome. Here's some good authorities that say what to do. That'd be a go-to celebrity. That's good. Looks like you have a video here. I'm not going to play that right now. Um, what is the video on? You could just post that in the comments there, just so I know. Um, and you got some bullet points here that share. This is a really good sales letter, guys. Great job, Ray. Uh, you got some testimonials, so that's good. Looks like you have some room for some more in there. I would probably sprinkle some more testimonials throughout. I don't know if you have. This is my first time looking at this sales letter here. This is kind of a dangerous. I understand that you're saying that isn't for you, but I know a lot of people kind of skim these and they'd be like, get rich overnight. I know if I saw that, I'd really pause and take a look at what's going on in this section. I understand what you're doing. You got some more bullets that go into a lot more depth of what the product is. These look good. Very specific, 40-page ebook, 3-step formula, method to pinpoint the audience. So real world value of $47. I'm assuming it probably costs even less, is my guess. You got some bonuses here, like a mind map and some money making methods. Make your profile stand out. You got a guarantee for 60 days. Will it be $47? No, no, it's $7. So the price drops by $40. Are you going to do a dime sale or anything? That's something I would consider doing, is maybe have the price increases by a penny with every sale, for example, or the price increases every hour, every couple hours. That can help you make a lot more sales. The product is only going to be out for 7 days, and it's going to come off the market. And even if it just comes off the market for a week or two, it still came off the market. So that's something to do. I would try to add some, at least for myself, products that I've released. If I just have it be just $7 and there's no other scarcity, it seems harder to sell. From the stuff I've done, whenever I've done like a dime sale, or I've done where the product goes up in price every hour, every couple hours. And you can automatically do this in sites like Warrior Plus. It'll just take care of all this for you. It takes care of all the technical aspects of that, of the dime sale or of the time sale. And you can even add a countdown timer if you want. Every time I do that, it increases my conversion. So it's just something to think about. You might want to put a picture down here too. It's good that you added a signature. That's a great touch. You got some PSs. Got quite a few PSs, it looks like. Kind of sounds like you're summary. You give a summary of what's going on, and you have another order button. You might want to throw in some more order buttons throughout. Is this part of it? I'm not quite sure. It sounds like that's talking about something else. Maybe that's just another buy button that you're testing out that you want to put in. But this looks like it's for a completely different course. I think that's Russell Brunson's course that he put out. So you might want to remove that. But other than that, I mean, this looks really good. Great job. All right, so here's a question about the sales page templates work for front-end products and OTOs. Yeah, you can use them for one-time offers. I see nothing wrong with that. Oftentimes with one-time offers, okay, thanks, Ray. Oftentimes with the one-time offers, I just either use a product that I've purchased rights to, so some product that I know is good and I purchase rights to, or products of my own where I put them as a big discount, where you can, I might put like a collection of my products together and slash the price. So um, let's say I have 10 products that sell for $7 a piece. I might offer them all 10 for $7, for example. That's going to get people, like pretty much everyone on that page is going to buy it just because it's a, irresistible offer. I mean, how can you say no to that? It's just so much value, and so you're going to have really high conversions. Typically, you're going to have very high conversions anyways, anywhere from probably 10 to 50% depending on what your offer is and what the one-time offers are. Sometimes even more. I've had one-time offers that have converted at 100% or really close. Um, so that can definitely increase your revenue. I oftentimes by just adding a one-time offer, I'll double my income on a product. I've had products that have probably doubled or tripled the value, the earnings per click, and the income just by having the one-time offers. And then when you think about that, that led to more people promoting and even more sales. So it probably had a tenfold increase on the results I would have had otherwise. So, and I don't think I would have had product of the day without the one-time offers. So you got to keep that in mind. One-time offers are great. I would just look at a lot of other things, a lot of you know one-time offers that you're seeing from other products and model what they're doing. For the most part, it doesn't seem like you have to go into much detail on the one-time offers. You can just be like, hey, you bought this. Here's a companion product that's really going to help you out and it's going to teach you a few other methods that you didn't otherwise know. And it's going to be a lot easier. Hey, you got the ebook, now get the companion audiobook or get the companion video series that goes into more detail and shows you over the shoulder how I'm actually setting up my Fiverr campaigns or how I'm actually marketing my Fiverr business, those types of things. Or here's a case study on how I'm making, $2,000 a month on Fiverr or whatever, and those are types of things that you can sell as one-time offers. You could definitely use the templates. You could definitely, model other one-time offers you see, but for the most part, the one-time offer sales copy does not need to be that in depth. Those are going to be the easiest sales to make because these are people that have already bought something. They have their credit card info in hand or they have their PayPal account ready. They just bought something, they're in the heat of the moment, they're willing to buy something else. It's kind of like when you go to McDonald's and they ask you if you want fries with that, you almost always say yes. I went to a movie the other day and they asked me if I wanted, popcorn and pop, and I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't even think about it. I was just, said yes because they asked. Are there ways to get traffic other than the Warrior Forum? Yes. You can do, paid traffic. You can do pay-per-click. You can do, video marketing. You can do article marketing. You can do Facebook marketing. What I would recommend doing is really focus on getting affiliates and do affiliate marketing. If you can get affiliates to promote you, that's where you're going to get the bulk of your sales. That's not going to cost anything. It's a great way to do things. All these products that you're launching where they've done 6 or 7 figures in the internet marketing space, and they'll do a product launch, it's because they had affiliates mail their email lists. They have relationships with JV partners and they get those JV partners to promote their product. They give them a big commission, they give them prizes to promote the offer. They give them a big reason why. They reciprocate and promote their offers later, and that's how you really market these products. So you can use Warrior Plus, you can use JV Zoo, you can use your own offer. There's so many things that you can do to really make this go a lot faster and really accelerate your success. But you gotta focus on building an affiliate program. You gotta network with other marketers. Help people out. Really focus on them and helping them out and doing things for them, and then down the road get them to promote your product. There's thousands of people I've promoted and I've made lots of sales for, and they've never reciprocated. So you got to focus on a core group of people that you're going to do more stuff for, you're going to help them out, and they're going to scratch your back and help you out. And if you can focus on those people and build your relationships with them and really grow your businesses together, you will all rise. It's kind of like a rising tide lifts all boats type of thing. Your businesses will all grow because you're helping each other. And let's say I've got a handful of people that tend to win my contests every time. They're on board every single time to promote me, but when they do a product launch, I'm promoting them, but they're also promoting other people that they send similar results to, and those people are adding names to their list. So when they promote me again, so like for instance, I think Mike from Maine won my contest this time, and he won my contest I think the last time, but he had different customers on his list this time because he had a product launch like a month ago, and so I got a bunch of new customers I wouldn't have otherwise had because he had a bunch of people reciprocate for all the sales he's made of their products and promoted his product because he's interviewed like 500 different people, so he knows everybody now, and a lot of people have been on his show. So it's a phenomenal way of growing a business if you focus on building a relationship with other marketers, helping them out, making sales of their products, buying their products, giving them testimonials, friending them on Facebook, finding them on Skype. For instance, I saw the other day someone was talking about how they just started watching The Big Bang Theory, and they really enjoyed the show. It's Christmas time. If you knew their mailing address, maybe you're on their email list, you could easily buy them. Maybe they're on season 1 of Big Bang. You could buy them season 2 of Big Bang and give it to them as a Christmas gift. I saw a bunch of Big Bang, DVD sets for $10 at Walmart the other day. So it doesn't cost a whole lot to really stand out and be a lot better. A lot of people go out there and they think, oh, I need to buy every info product out there and I need to try all sorts of different things. And really, it boils down to creating relationships with people who can help you out, focusing on what your customers want and giving it to them. If you can give people what they want, you can make it a lot easier to sell something because you're giving them exactly what they want because you've done your market research and you've schmoozed your way with other people. You've built those relationships, you've gone to seminars, you've shook people's hands, you've helped people out. Maybe you've helped them with sales copy, maybe you've helped them with graphics, maybe you've helped them with technical stuff. Maybe you've made a bunch of sales for them. Maybe you've given them a testimonial. You've built some sort of relationship. I know there's a lot of marketers that play video games together, for example, because it builds a camaraderie together. There's a lot of marketers who just hop on like a weekly phone call and chat with each other, or a weekly like Google Hangout and chat with each other and shoot the breeze. There's people that are on Skype all day long. This is a networking business. It's not a let's go out there and put something up and the mighty robots on the internet will just put a Ferrari in my driveway. That's not how it works. It's the the beauty of internet marketing is you can make sales 24/7, every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 days a year if it's leap year. But it boils down to the relationships you have, the traffic you're getting, the sales copy you have, the solutions you're providing your customers. If you can focus on those things, this gets really easy. It's not that difficult. It's really boils down to, are you creating value in your marketplace? And if you're creating value in your marketplace, you're going to get rewarded. And right, I mean, overall, that's a great draft. There's a lot going on here. I don't know how much sales copy you've written in the past, but this is looking really good. I think this has a lot of potential. The design looks great. I'll be upfront and honest here. This looks a lot cleaner than a lot of the sales letters I write. So you're doing a great job design-wise. I like that you got some testimonials here. I would probably maybe work on some of the layout here with the testimonials, maybe bolding some stuff to make it stand out. I would get some more testimonials. I personally feel you need some social proof in here of some of the results you're getting. So I know you said this was a draft, so I'm sure there's things you're adding, and I don't know what's in that video. Maybe that's what that video does. But I would have some screenshots of some of the traffic you're getting, or some of the income that you're getting from this method. Those types of things are really going to help you sell. It's going to resonate with the audience. I see nothing wrong with putting your name up here and having a picture of you at the top. That's going to help build a relationship. I see some great sales letters nowadays where people are talking about kind of the lifestyle of an internet marketer, and they've got pictures of them doing interesting things or traveling to different different spots. That's something that you could incorporate. That seems to be a really hot thing. I mean, a few years ago, it was everyone was showing off, um, either cars that they had either owned or they had rented for the day, who knows. And it was, real exotic, sports cars and things like that. And I know some of it was complete BS, excuse my French, but there were definitely people out there that did not have that kind of money. Or if they did, they'd spend it all on the fancy car or the fancy jet, and just used it for their video. I mean, there's definitely people out there that legitimately own vehicles and jets and things like that that do internet marketing. But there's also a lot of us who don't see the point in showing off those types of things to everybody. Um, but there's definitely people that I guess feel the need to do that, and there's definitely a percentage of the marketplace that wants that kind of thing. It's usually the um, money for nothing crowd, business opportunity type people who don't want to lift a finger, and I tend to find that those are customers um, that don't end up being the best for you because they're the types that are kind of a pain to deal with support ticket wise, and they want a refund right away, and they don't want to ever do any work. I'd rather um, focus on actually helping people who are going to succeed um, on there. So there's definitely nothing wrong with like having some videos or pictures of you doing cool things, or how um, you know how your life is different, because I mean we are in the business of selling a lifestyle, and I get it. And I think right now, um, post recession here, it seems like the lifestyle people want is to have a lifestyle of balance and be able to spend time with their family and then be able to do stuff with their friends. And yeah, people want to have nice toys and stuff like that, but it's not as much of a driver as it once was. Maybe now that the economy seems to have improved for a lot of people, maybe the flashy cars and other toys will be a big sales page gimmick again. Um, I assume it will be, because people are having being able to get credit easier than they have the last few years. Um, but I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way, and I think it rubs other people the wrong way, because I get comments from some people. I think there's extremes in the marketplace. Um, there's definitely people where they love that thing, and that's why they got into this. And there's other people that they got into this because they wanted to make their mortgage payment, or they wanted to be able to buy that minivan for their wife, or they wanted to be able to send their kids to college, or they wanted to pay for their daughter's wedding, or they wanted to sock away money for their retirement, or they didn't want to work that second or third job. They wanted to free up their time a little bit, or maybe they wanted to make some more money to be able to see the world a bit. That's usually the people that I tend to write to. I guess I'm just more comfortable speaking to that audience. I don't know. I guess I live in a very down to earth area, so you don't really see any of those flashy things around where I am. I'm in a very rural community, um, so it'd be kind of strange if we saw people driving around in like Lamborghinis or something. Um, so I guess I'm just kind of on a tangent here, but yeah, overall, I like your sales copy. I think this is very clean. It's very nice. It's very specific. I would add some more testimonials, add the social proof. You might want to split test some headlines, but this is looking pretty good. I would probably add more order buttons. I would add like a dime sale or something. to create some more urgency to get people to take action. Yeah, I can take a quick look. I don't know a ton about Fiverr because I've never like tried to sell a gig or anything. I can take a quick look at it. That's fine. Maybe give you some ideas on what to do. Um, I would use my help desk. I'm just gonna paste that in here so everyone has the link because that should be it. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me because if you go to my email, I'm on so many um, email lists that I don't see everything. So I'm going to open up the line here just in case anyone has any questions that they want to just speak out loud. But so far so good. So the line should be open. If you have any questions, we can talk live, or if you want to type them out. I'll give you guys a few more minutes if we don't have any questions, and then we'll just wrap up if no one has any questions. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. All right. Well, I'm not really seeing anyone writing anything or asking anything, so I guess we answered everything. If not, and you want me to look at your sales letter, feel free to shoot it over on that help desk. It's www.readflorene.com/help, and I'll look that over. Um, I guess we'll just end the call. I want to thank you so much for investing in how to create sales letters that sell. And I hope you enjoyed this bonus training, and I hope it answered some of your questions. Be sure to use the templates I provided you in this course. Go through that checklist for your sales copy because that's going to improve things. Be sure to do some split testing on your sales copy. Um, if you want me to look over anything or bounce ideas off, use my help desk. That's what I'm here for. I love doing things like that. With that, I wish you the best of success, and I look forward to seeing your success story and seeing what you're doing online. So have a wonderful night, and I wish you a happy holiday season. Take care.